What's going on? You know, they say come to Brazil and to what? To race speedboats through your streets?
Massive flooding caused by heavy rain in Brazil's southern state of Rio Grande do Sul has pushed the death toll up at least 78 people by the end of Sunday, with nearly 120,000 people displaced. President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva and his cabinet arrived in the region on Sunday morning to discuss rescue and reconstruction efforts with local authorities.
I know that we have many state roads that need repair. I want to tell you that I'm not worried because the federal government, through the Ministry of Transportation, will help you recover the state roads.
Volunteers with boats, jet skis, or that were even simply swimming have helped ongoing rescue efforts. The death toll could still drastically increase as over 100 people were reported missing on Sunday, according to the state civil defense authority. Flooding from the storms over the past few days has affected more than two-thirds of the nearly 500 cities in the state, which sits on the border with Uruguay and Argentina. An Instagram video from the Army's Aviation Command showed an officer hitting the roof of the house with a brick to rescue the child and pull him to safety. Reuters blurred the toddler's face to protect his identity. The toddler and his relatives were trapped.
Well, that was nice the toddler's identity thing is funny. It's like some blobby baby. It's like, okay, gotta protect, okay. Yeah.
In the floods in Lajeado in southern Brazil. Floods have destroyed roads and bridges in several cities. The rain also triggered landslides and the partial collapse of a dam at a small hydroelectric power.
Partial collapse of a dam at a hydro. Oh, that's a big deal. That's not good. Good lord. Little known safety fact, if you live in an area that could potentially flood, keep an axe in your attic. Not a bad idea. I don't understand why these cities don't have good drainage systems. I don't think there's any drainage system that could protect a city from this. This was like a massive ongoing storm. It's enough water to flood the streets, like maybe some ultra high level, super duper advanced drainage system. But, realistically speaking, Brazil's not a poor country, but, bankrupting the entire nation to provide drainage in one city. God damn. God damn. It's a regional capital. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know what you could... Oh, hello, Lula. Is this climate change? Well, stuff like this can happen, or, without climate change, but realistically, like, we can reasonably blame every major climate event on climate change because it increases both the frequency and severity of them. Look at this, man. 80% of the population is without running water. A week of after massive flooding that has left like 90 dead, 130 missing. The capital, Porto Alegre, has been virtually cut off. The airport and bus station closed. Bus station singular? And main roads blocked due to the floodwaters. 5 of the 6 water treatment facilities aren't working. And Porto Alegre Mayor Sebastião Melo ordered that water should be used exclusively for essential consumption. Local shops have also been short in water supplies. Yeah, don't go bathing right now, I think. Yeah, like central bus station. By bus station, they mean like a station, not like, a stop. This is mostly deforestation. Yeah, deforestation is going to worsen Brazil's issues with climate change significantly because the rainforests are a phenomenal sink of stormwater, The more land you clear cut for whatever use, the more land area that water just slows off of and pours into the low-lying areas like around the rivers. And because people build cities near rivers... Wait, how does that work? Well... I'm not like removing the forest from an area usually disrupts the topsoil in a way that makes it less accommodating of rainwater. The rainwater washes off all the topsoil and you basically just get like hard and permeable earth that takes way less water. So then it all just slides off the top rather than getting caught in and absorbed by all the trees and foliage and bushes and topsoil and everything. And then it pours into the rivers. And the rivers overtop, and that's when everything gets really bad, because you tend to build cities on rivers. dry ground actually absorbs water way slower. Yeah, that's my understanding. It's kind of like how if you spill a bit of water on the dry ground, you can see the water like bead at the edge because surface tension is trying to hold it, and on the dry ground the water bead kind of like moves slowly. Whereas if the water is already wet, or sorry, if the ground is already wet and you pour water onto it, that water that you've poured onto the wet ground just instantly spreads out across the entire like flat plane of water. Does that make sense? Misspeak aside, that makes sense, right? Like you make a bunch of changes to the environment, and it just prevents the ground from absorbing that water. Also, trees be thirsty. Trees do be thirsty, yes. The downpour has stopped for now, but a looming cold front will bring more severe rain starting Tuesday night. Oh, God. Mainly in the southern part of the state, according to the National Meteorological Institute, rainfall could exceed 6 inches by early Wednesday. Holy shit. No, babe. The Tuesday night rainfall was too big for me. It was scary. Yours is better. Sorry. I have cousins in Porto Alegre that have lost everything. I'm really sorry to hear that, Emerald G. I hope that there's a lot of like community solidarity in rebuilding. I'm a week away from being evacuated. Wait, Thalof Jupiter, are you also there? Wait, do you have power? Like if you're in an evacuation zone, what do you have, like, can you recharge? You're there? Jesus. You have like the power to charge your phone, right? I've got power but no water supply. Okay, then don't watch my streams, because if I make you laugh, you're gonna lose water. Okay, you need to learn from the Freeman. Quickly, watch a rip of Dune on your phone. If you have power, you can do that. Okay, and learn from them. Yeah, construct a still suit from first principles, in order to survive. All right, I believe in you, and so does everyone in chat. Our river wall could have prevented this, but the neoliberal governor cut maintenance spending. The wall leaked. Could a river wall have really prevented all of this? Hold on. Let me take a look at it. I like the river wall from r/sweaty palms. Right now in Porto Alegre, Brazil, water is about to go over the. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love blaming neoliberalism, I genuinely think this volume of water would have overtopped the wall no matter what. Because it seems like it overtopped it, right? Like the wall, it wasn't just the wall leaking, right? Like it also just overtopped, you know? And once it overtops, the wall's pretty much done for no matter what. God damn, man. Look at these guys right here. This is insane. Dude, if the river wall was like 1 inch from overtopping, yeah, it becomes a weir, basically. If the river wall is about to turn into a river weir, I am not marching along 1 foot from the edge. Jesus. Oh my God. What's a weir? A weir is like an underwater wall that they build in rivers to control the speed of the water or do a bunch of other stuff. Like you build it under and the water goes over it, and it like changes the properties of the river's current. Basically, it's complicated. Weirs are very dangerous. They can cause a kind of like undercurrent. People drown near weirs pretty often because they think like, oh, the water like gets a little bit faster just like for 1 little foot right here, but then the water's actually going down, so they get trapped in an undertow and it kills them. The river wall is 6 meters tall. The flood is 5 meters. Well, maybe after it flooded the city. I don't know. I couldn't say. I'd have to look more into it, Sir Purlito. But we can blame neoliberals anyway, you know. Neoliberals are always at fault. That's fine. Also on Monday, 3 top-tier Rio Grande do Sul state soccer clubs whose stadiums are flooded urged Brazil Soccer Federation to suspend their national legal matches for the next 20 days because they're flooded. 20 days to clear out the flooding? Are you kidding? Brazil's Soccer Confederation said it would consider the request. They take soccer very seriously in Brazil. They're like, you wanna pause on the game just because the stadium's 5 feet under? We'll consider it, okay? You know. Can Brazilians even survive 20 days without soccer? Yeah, we're running low on power, clean water, and soccer, and they mean it. Oh, look at that. They actually agreed to do it. Brazil Federation postpones league matches due to floods. Now you know it's serious. Man, this is going to cost Brazil so much money. Floods, one of the main things that people don't, like, really think about when it comes to flooding is the cost, like the property damage cost. Because, like, the people dying is awful, but that's usually reported up front. But the cost in the long term of all of the infrastructural damage also has a body count, you know? It's so much money. Hundreds of millions? Oh, for this, billions, multiple billions, 100%, yeah. For damage of this. And the stadium? Yeah, billions, easily. It also wipes out a lot of domestic capital in general. Yeah, New Orleans has still not recovered from Katrina to this day. Yeah, Rave Dubin, exactly, yeah. We failed New Orleans in so many ways after Katrina, and it is still There are still portions of New Orleans that are like they've rebuilt the big touristy areas, but there are entire sections of the city that are still like genuinely like just never got rebuilt, you know? It's like there are parts of it that are like a war zone, you know? Here. Then and now photos 16 years after Katrina. Does this show like the damaged areas? Or okay, Bourbon Street. Yeah, obviously Bourbon Street is fine. Okay, I think this is like a feel-good kind of thing. I'm looking for an article that shows like, hey, these areas never actually got fixed, you know? New Orleans homeowners still in financial storm after 18 years, debt collectors. Yeah, okay. I'll look for it later. It doesn't really matter. Google Lower Ninth Ward. That area was the worst affected. Lower Ninth Ward TripAdvisor. Jesus. New Orleans Lower Ninth Ward is still reeling from Hurricane Katrina. This is what I was looking for. Thank you. Holy shit. Yeah, it's genuinely like a third world country, and it's entirely because the government abandoned. Like the same thing happened with Flint, Michigan. The same thing happened with what was the mostly black capital in the southern state? I'm totally blanking right now. The capital where they were having like massive water issues because because of a lack of maintenance. It was in the south. Was it Jackson? Am I thinking of Jackson? Like this has happened so many times in American history where a mostly black area will be ruined and it just won't get fixed. This is what it's like today. No, that's an old photo. I wanted more like current photos. Seems like it's a broader story, but I don't want stories. I want pictures, okay? I read manga. No. Whatever. Whew. Look, some of these houses are just in the wrong place now. All right, well, not to get too off topic. See the before and after pics with German flooding? Yeah, that dirty river water, man. You know? That's another big thing with floods. Like, people don't realize how dirty floods are. Floods sort of raise up the sewer line, so it's all shit and piss water. But most of this is dirt. But even then, like it's a disease haven. It's not clear water at all. It's absolutely rancid. Yeah, do not ever swim in the floodwater. Okay, if you are ever in floodwater, it should be because you're on a direct like beeline to an area that does not have floodwater in it. You know, that's the only reason you should ever. You're getting out of it. Flooding in Germany as well. Yeah, I saw this. Pretty wild. Oh, ice cream cone. No. And you have to get it out of houses fast. When the dirt dries, it's almost impossible to remove. Yeah, because it saturates everything so deeply. What's up with May? Well, May is spring. So for the northern hemisphere, you'd see an increase in rainfall for the most part. Wait, I'm sorry. I wasn't reading this. Was there climate change denial here? Climate is changing due to 12,000 years cycle. Oh, it's just saying it's non-anthropogenic? Okay, gotcha. All right, whatever. Yeah. CreativeSociety.com, Global Crisis. Watch the broadcast on Rumble. Okay. Well, looks like a cult? Looks like a cult, yeah. This is a rabbit hole? Yes, it is. Even people reported trapped in cars. Yeah. Man, you do not want to be in a car during a flood. Cars float easier than people think. It does not take a lot of water. It takes surprisingly little water to lift a car up. Yeah, and Jesus does in fact take the wheel. Isn't that good? Nope, because then the water decides where you go. Pretty sure it's 6 inches of water. It's 6 inches of water where you can no longer meaningfully control the car, and then it's some other amount depending on the car. Like it's just a rough estimate, right? It's a ballpark estimate. It's some other amount where you just get lifted up, you know. 6 inches is a lot. Yeah, no, it is. But it's also more, it's 6 inches is less than what this is, you know? If it goes up the exhaust, you're looking at problems either way. Yeah, it wreaks havoc on the underside of your car. It's just generally not good. Well, either way, I hope things improve in Brazil soon, you know? Yeah. The climate change stuff is going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. Can I get that sea level surface temperature year by year? Can I get that again really quickly? Because it's pretty important. Climate Copernicus. Just I want the chart. Just give me that chart. Come on. It's very important to keep this in mind. Mercator Ocean, weather zone. Trying to find what site does this tracking. Chart time. We love our charts here, don't we, folks? The page is not working. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. Can't find the damn. Oh, you found it? There we go. Just remember, okay? More wacky shit to come, you know? Pardon me for being a big believer in like human resiliency. I do genuinely think that it'll be possible for us to dig our way out of this with a lot of human suffering involved. You know, like it's gonna take a little bit of work. But yeah. Have we done like anything good to combat climate change meaningfully? Well, the good news is that for the most part, it seems like the production of additional greenhouse gases has kind of tapered off. Even when you're looking at like China and India and stuff, we reached a plateau a while ago in most of the West, and even in developing countries, it seems like we're kind of like starting to cap out, though God only knows what developing Africa might add to that. Yeah, I don't know. Hopium for you, renewable production consistently outperforms expected levels. Yeah, that's true. Listen, okay, the good news is that it is in the interest of the capital class to fix this as well. Oh, for sure, Corvus Creep, yeah. Would climate change lead to massive wars? How am I can't see the future. Why are you asking me? But also, yes. Yeah, we need to make the Earth shinier. All right? This is why Yakub invented white people. White people have a higher albedo rating than normal people. And for that reason, as we walk the Earth, we reflect more sunlight and cool the Earth. Yeah, guy who is a white nationalist, not because he's racist, but because he wants the propagation of more white people so that we can save the Earth by upping the albedo rating of the average human being. It's the only way. Aren't white people more prone to sunburn and skin cancer? Yakub created us for a purpose, okay?
Here's this week's Good Climate News.
TikTok. Good climate news. This has less than 1,000 likes. You must be an actual fan of theirs. Sure, what's good climate news? Let's find out.
Countries now generate over 99% of their electricity needs from clean energy sources, and the list includes Albania, Bhutan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Iceland, Nepal, and Paraguay.
So no real countries.
The Supreme Court recently ruled that people there have a right to a clean and healthy environment, which is expected to help quickly scale up climate action projects. An activist in Indonesia who started with just a petition in 2013 has now helped over 100 local governments there ban single-use plastic bags. And Greece will ban bottom trawling in all marine parks and protected areas, as well as protect over 8,000 square miles of marine habitat with the creation of 2 new marine parks. Once again, I hope this proves that things are not hopeless when it comes to addressing the climate.
Well, I'd say that's pretty small scale, but I appreciate the optimism. Yeah, that's the real optimism, okay? Artemy exists.